Okay, this video we're going to use an array of structure. That's when you have like multiple records and you don't want to say employee 1, employee 2, employee 3. We use an array. So let's say the array, I'm going to make this simple enough. The information we're going to gather is the hours, so structure, struct. Again, we'll call it pay info, but I'll make it easy enough on me. Curly bracket to open it, curly bracket to close it. Don't forget with the construct, you have to have a semicolon here. So let's see, we have integer hours. How many hours did you work? And we'll make that decimal. Double pay rate. And that's the end of that structure. So every record in that array will have two things, like picture them like two columns almost. One is the hours, the other one is the pay rate. Let's say we have how many employees. Let's pick a number. Or you know what, we can ask where's the main program? Oops. This is supposed to be outside. My eyes are deceiving me here. Cut. They should be outside the main program. So somewhere before the main program, anywhere up here. So I'll take a space here. Put a space here, Command V. So that's what the constructor is. Now we can ask cout. We can have the user enter the number of employees. There we go. int we'll call size, that's the number of employees, or num, or n, that'll be the number of employees, and let's use capital N there. And let's read that, cn n, and let's go to the next line, cout space. So that will ask the user, how many employees do you have? 15, and becomes 15. I don't like it in the middle here, so I'll put it at the top. I always like to define the variables way on the top. Just a style. Okay. So now I can define my array because we have the size here. And let's say the array, we're going to call that, I don't know, what type. The array is going to be type pay info. That's the type of the array. We have to give an array a name. Maybe we'll call it workers. These are the workers. Now how big that array? Of size n. So if you type in the size 15, it's going to make an array of 15 workers, and each one of these workers is going to have two pieces to that array. It's going to have the hours and the rate. Let's do an index here because we're going to go through the array, location 1, location 2. Let's about write index, IND, just abbreviation of X, which means eliminate just the E1 letter. So I type the whole thing, index. So that'll be the index we're going to be using when you read the array. So here, get employee pay data. That's what this piece is going to do. Cout enter the hours worked by, and we're going to put the number of employees here, size, employees. Just to let you know, that's what this section does. We're still going to ask you one by one. And their hourly rate. And go to the next line. Maybe I'll do 2 spaces there so they're not squished in together. Okay, 2 lines. So if you're going to read them, size. Oh, I use N, I didn't use size. I meant to use size, I ended up switching to N. Okay, now here goes my loop. For I use index, I said that's all I'm going to use for my counter, equals to 0. Index is less than N, lowercase, index plus plus. Increment the index by 1. What do you want to do now for each one of them? I want the machine to be nice to them, so I'm going to ask cout hours worked by employee. I want it to be user-friendly, number, and let's put up space here, number. And if you write index is going to be 0 by employee 0. Well, it can't be employee 0. So index plus 1. So for the first one is going to be, instead of 0, is going to say 1. And after that, maybe I'll put colon space. That looks good there. Maybe I'll do them separately and read that one. Let me just drag this one here so you can see the whole thing. That looks better this way. By employee 1. Then we do cin. I'm going to read that. And that's going to go into that location, which is workers. That's the name of the array. Location I. Index, not I. And that's the hour dot hours. Did I use hours or hour for that one? Hours. That's going to go on location hours. And maybe I'll go on new line, cout, and L. I'll see if I like that line there and repeat the same thing. Except since I'm doing more than one thing, I should have curly bracket here and curly bracket to close it here. So since I'm doing more than one thing, let's also get the rate. You know, I like them indented there. So for the second one, instead of the hours, we're going to say the hourly rate for employee number and put the index. So this will be, we call that what? Pay rate. And that will get the pay rate. That will read them all. Now, if you don't want to put an extra space between them, you can take this line out and leave the other one, because I like them to be a space between them. But if you don't want like space, do each employee separate. Put the first employee, the hours worked and the rate, then space. The second employee, then space. Third employee, then space. Just to show you what I'm talking about here. File, save. I'm not done with it. And run. Come on, here we go. Let's say we have 3 employees here. Enter the hour worked by, it says enter the hour worked by 3 employees and their hourly rate. That's just the title, the spit out. So hours worked by employee 1, 10 hours. Rate by employee 1, 15.25. Now I should have a space after that. There we go. Hours worked by employee 2, 7 or 17, 22, 23. Hours worked by employee 3, 36. The rate is 19 even. And it went through them and it got all the values for them. Now I want to show the employees and their rate, how much money they're going to get. So let's display that here. Display each employee and you know what? Display each employee's, we'll just go apostrophe S gross pay. That's fine. So let's begin. See out. Let's make sure everything fixed. Show point. Set precision to 2. Okay. We're going to show the result. We'll go for what? For the index equals to 0. Index is less than n. Index plus plus. Repeat that multiple times. I don't like it squished here. So what do you want to do? Let me define something double gross. I don't want to put inside the loop. You can define it here, but every time you go through the loop, you're going to define it again. So let's go here. Double gross. That will have the gross pay for each one. Gross equals. Now we're going to tell the machine to take workers location index dot hours times, I forgot to put the curly bracket before that and after it, workers, because I'm doing more than one statement, index dot pay rate. Did I call it pay rate? What did I call it? Pay rate, yep. So I want you to calculate that for each employee. Calculate the gross. And let me indent this again. I like. And now I'm going to see out employee, because I don't have their names. Number. Oh. Employee number. And let's put index +1. Then put colon, space, $sign. And after that, put gross. And go to the next line. And that should do it. Doesn't matter how many employees you have there, 50, 20, 3, 17. This program will run for all of them. Let's see how many employees. You have 5 of them. Employee number 1, how many hours? Again, I'm not doing overtime. 15 and a 22, 23 an hour. Employee number 2 worked 67 hours. Gets paid $23.75 an hour. Number 3 worked 41 hours. Pay rate is $30 an hour. Number 4 worked 16 hours. Get paid $12.75 or 74. Number 5 worked, 19 and a half hours. Get what happened here with number 5? What did I do to number 5? Did I hit like something else? I must have hit something else, like the character, to give him a 0 here. So let's run it again, just to make sure it's working. Run. I'll do 3 employees. I get tired after a few of them. $10, 10 hours, $19.75. Next employee, 20 hours and get paid, $15.23. Next one worked 43 hours and got paid $20.75 an hour. There we go. Employee number 1 is $197. Employee number 2, gross pay $304. Employee number 3, gross pay $892. So that's how we use an array, and you can have 50, 20, 30. The program doesn't change. You could read the name too and print the name if you want to. So for example, if you want to add to this string name, so if you wanted to read the name of the person too, you can. What you have to do here, you can say pound include instead of employee 1, employee 2. You tell them you're going to be using string here. So let's say here string, we're going to add string name, the name of the person. So now each employee will have hours, rate, and name. So here we ask for hours worked, we ask for hourly rate. Let's copy this and paste it. Copy, paste that. Name of employee, name of employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, and this will be what? Name. Except when you go to read the name, we're going to use the get line, which means read up to the line. And if you're going to use get line again, CN, that's for reading, comma, and put the value there. That's the format. Again, there's a problem with this because when you type in the employee rate here and you hit enter, it's going to take the enter as part of the name, as the name, not even part of the name. So you need to ignore that. Tell the machine cn dot ignore, and that will release that enter key so you can read the name of the person. So here, instead of saying employee 1, employee 2, cout so we're going to say what? The workers index dot name, print the name, and maybe I'll make it look nice actually. You know what? Set width to 30, so they're all going to be the same size, even if it's not. Type in the name, put the $sign after that, and put the gross pay. I think that'll be okay. Let's see if that will do it. File, save, run it. Let's say we have 3 employees. The first, how many hours? 42 hours. $22.75 an hour. Enter the F2. It looks like I have an extra space. I gotta take the space out. Name of employee 1, ZN Haddad. Employee 2 worked 33 hours. Get $34.75 an hour. Debbie M. Haddad. Employee number 3 worked, I don't know, 18 hours, $100 an hour. Joseph J. Haddad. Hit enter. And notice, here we go, Z Haddad, that's the page, Debbie Haddad, that's the page. Now, if you don't like the fact they're on the left side, you can say here, a line on the left. Now, I didn't like that extra space there. Where was that? Right here. So I run it for 2 people now. File, save, and run it. Let's say we have 2 employees. The first one is worked 56 hours at $42.75 an hour, and the name is Z Haddad. The other one worked 18 hours at $36.75 an hour. We'll say Debbie Haddad. Hit enter, and notice the name line up on the left. We can do the set fill to put dot, you know. We did that last time, and it's one of the videos. I'm fine with it, so I'll end this one. So that's an array of structures.